Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, I can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, don't know what is in me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah. Phone started jumping, what a day. Swear to God I need it, now I can't afford to wait. I just had a fan hit me up from Kuwait. Told him this would happen and we not a minute late. Seen them down bad, now they tryna hate. Same ones try to hit me for the raise. Got a meal, now they coming with a blaze. Check the numbers, fam, I swear I'm getting paid. I'm a don just like the Perrier. It's one time when I'm looking at a face. On the low like I'm pushing up the bass. Come down and I'll meet them at a gate. Got a check and I bought myself a place. They get some money and they blow it on bait. I don't flex but I'm pushing all the weight. Told them all I swear I got it's what it takes. Phone started jumping, what a day. Swear to God I need it, now I can't afford to wait. I just had a fan hit me up from Kuwait. Told them this would happen and we not a minute late. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Yeah, I need it now, told him on the lay. I've been moving dog, yeah, I'm on the way. I don't hear the talk, don't care what they say. I don't got no patience, I can't ever wait. I've been trying to get it, running up all these digits. And I've been in the gym, I've been up doing minutes. I just put in that work, told them it's strictly business. And I see through the face, they all just burning bridges. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Yeah, they don't want it dog like I want it dog. Yeah, they say they want it, then they took the summer off. I've been going down the list, checking numbers off. I was checking on your numbers, told them something's off. I was at the bottom, now you know I'm climbing. Now they sending deals, they know I ain't signing. They been trying to sell it, they know I ain't buying. When they send a text, dog, I ain't replying. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell. Feel like John Morant, need a triple-double. Told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple. I don't drop the ball, now I never fumble. I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell.
top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy. On the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command, like, yeah, you about to see me on demand, like, you know, on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy. On the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy. On the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On the road, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Bitcoin is dumping. Oh my God, it's going to zero. I'm just kidding, guys. We are getting a little bit of a local pullback here on Bitcoin. I'm going to cover the charts with you guys. This is actually going to be a short stream, guys. I got to go with Mrs. Campbell's to pick up her car. So it's going to be a quick update, but I'm glad Bitcoin's dumping now because now we can cover the price action. So when I get out of here, you guys are all updated. But yeah, we are getting a little bit of a pullback here on Bitcoin. I want to cover the local levels, guys. Where are those key levels of support? Some of them we've already actually come down to. Are we going to be able to hold these and get a bounce to the upside? Is this uptrend going to continue? Can we continue up to 70K? Or are we going to see that bearish case play out where we have that macro lower high popping in at that macro 786 before the bigger drop to the downside? I'm going to cover everything with you guys. Now, if you guys, shout out to, I can't read that name, but shout out to you, bro. Says it's the depression. Depression is incoming. Sell everything. Shout out. Someone's going to clip that and say Frankie's calling for a depression. Excuse me. Yeah, if you guys watched last night's live stream, you will know we were looking at a very, very, very specific signal on the chart, which was actually two things together that were potentially looking or giving us the indication that we could be potentially seeing that bigger move to the downside. And when we take a look at the charts here, guys, it's going to be eerie how close or how accurate that signal was. So we're going to be covering that on today's live stream. Shout out to Cranky Fandles, said depression incoming, buy everything. Shout out to Cranky Fandles. But guys, with all that being said, don't forget to smash that like button. Every 100 likes we get gives you guys some extra chances to win some free crypto. So smash that smash the live stream. Smash that like button. Yeah, let's go for 550 likes. Like I said, it's going to be a really short stream. So hopefully we could get there. Double smash or triple smash that like button if you guys can. But yeah, let's shout out to the Mafia really quick. Shout out to the Biomex. Shout out to Ruan B. Good to see you, bro. Welcome in. We got Sparky in the chat. Said, yo, Frankie, Sparky here. Make a great show. Make it a great show. Give me some good news. Shout out to Sparky. Yeah, I'm gonna try to give you guys some good news here. Shout out to VW John K-Man. What is going on? Jay Violet in the chat. Cranky Fandles. We got Justin Crypto said, dump tonight, pump tomorrow. Potentially could be what we're seeing happen here. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Shout out to Wick 589, K Diggity, and last but not least, we got Kush Patel, Darren Does Things, and our friend Donato Cabrera. So with all that being said, guys, let's go ahead and jump right on into the charts and see if we could save Bitcoin with some support, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Shout out to Anna Maria. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for that super chat. Said dump it with a heart. Let's go. Shout out to Anna Maria. Hopefully, you're. I guess that means maybe you're making money or at least not getting wrecked here on this dump. But let's go ahead and scary prices. Shout out to Bitfrog. Let's go ahead and jump in here, guys, and see what we got going on. Now, if you guys tuned into last night's live stream, you will know that we were looking at a very, very specific signal on the chart that was potentially pointing towards more downside. And like I said, there were a couple things that we were looking at. Number one, obviously, we had already gotten that big move to the upside. And on top of that, we also had the red dot printing on the daily time frame, as well as that 90-minute money flow crossing over into the red here. And as you guys can see, this 90-minute money flow crossover was one of the things that we were looking for to give us the continuation to the downside, where we did have some key levels of support down here, which I'm going to take a look at with you guys in just a minute. But obviously, that 90-minute money flow crossover did wind up being the start of that bigger drop to the downside. Now, remember, guys, anytime you see that red dot on the daily with that 90-minute money flow crossover, that is oftentimes, specifically with those two time frames, when you have that money flow crossing over into the red at the same time as that red dot printing, which is what we had last night, we did want that is oftentimes what we'll call for the bigger move to the downside. And in those cases, it is usually the actual crossover into the red that I look at. And I was actually talking about this last night, saying I used to trade this strategy kind of alone, where I would just enter in on a money flow crossover on the lower time frame. But I don't normally enter trades using this strategy anymore. However, it is a very simple strategy, especially if you're using Market Cipher B. As you guys know, money flow is king. So yeah, with that money flow crossover into the red, you can see that did start the bigger drop to the downside, where we did have some more key levels of support. Let me go ahead and pull up some of these levels here for you guys. Now, as you know, some of those major levels of support that we were looking at were, number one, the actually we did have the let me pull up the tapped weekly naked point of control here. Or not tapped weekly, but we did have this weekly naked point of control, which was sitting down here at about $62,100. This was not only a weekly naked point of control, but also a daily naked point of control, I believe. So when you have a weekly and a daily naked point of control, typically these are very key levels on the chart. And as we came down here, tried to take a little scalp long earlier today, but wound up not working out in our favor here, but that's okay. You can't win them all. However, as we were unable to hold this weekly and daily naked point of control as support, let me go ahead and pull this in just a little bit so we could see it. So yeah, as we had that weekly and as we had that, come on here, come on. As we had that weekly and daily naked point of control sitting here, we wound up losing it, back testing it as resistance, and then wound up getting the bigger drop to the downside, which again was not super unexpected based off the daily red dot and the 90-minute money flow crossover. But figured maybe able to get a little bounce off here, because again, when you have that daily and weekly MPOC in line, oftentimes it can be a pretty strong bounce. So, as we lost that level, we wound up getting that bigger drop to the downside, and now that brings us to our next key levels. And I will be honest with you guys, the next major key level of support right now for me, really what I would like to do is come back up and reclaim this value area high, because very simply put, guys, if we're unable to get back above this value area high, we are very likely to get stuck underneath here and get a bigger move down to the POC, and then lose that POC. If we lose that POC, could be potentially going back down to the value area low. And please, for the love of God, I'm going to talk about the higher time frames. As you guys know, this was a big level of resistance we were looking at. But please, for the love of God, guys, I really hope that we do not wind up losing this level, because if we wind up losing this level, let me go ahead and pull up our most current range here. As you guys know, again, right here at about, $60,500, not only is this the local value area high, whoops, not this local value area high. We can actually get rid of this. I will redraw that at some point. But not only is it the local value area high right here, but it is also in line with the macro value area low. And for the most part, guys, this is going to be the major level that we want to hold on to. This is the kind of the level, right? Hold above that value area low. This is where we can look for that continuation up, potentially to that POC. So really, I would not love to lose this level, because this would just cause much more, potential boring price action for Bitcoin, as well as I'm going to go over the bearish case here, guys. Now, again, I want to bring up the daily time frame. I know a lot of people are probably scared right now, but as you look at this, money flow on the daily is still technically in the green. And again, this daily red dot with the 90-minute money flow crossover, this dump was, if you watched the live stream last night, this was was basically expected, right, with that 90-minute money flow crossover. Now, again, I would have hoped to hold that weekly naked point of control, but we are now kind of at that next key level of resistance. If we do not hold here and we lose that POC, very, very, very likely we will get that bigger drop down to the value area low. And then again, at that point, right, we are outside of that major value area we have up here. And, remember this, guys. I want to go over this a little bit because I had covered this, so much that it was, almost to a fault, right? It's like I was saying this till we were blue in the face. But once we got back inside this value area, we were able to put that move down to lower prices on the back burner. But if we wind up losing, not only this value area low, but also this local volume profile, if we start losing these levels, we could be potentially, right? Because remember why we were even expecting this move to the upside here, right? This was based off of, after we got this drop to the downside, we looked at this as a potential retracement, right? For a potential lower high to come in on our next key level of resistance, which was simply sitting right here. Obviously the golden pocket was a key level that we could have put the lower high in. We got that 10% dump, right? I covered this on every single live stream over the past couple weeks. We got the 10% dump on the golden pocket. And, this was critical resistance number one with the value area low golden pocket, because if we were going to see money flow continue into the red here, obviously that 3-day money flow is coming out. This is kind of one of the main things that we were looking at for a potential macro bearish case to play out. We look for that retracement to the upside, but as long as this money flow is coming out, you have to at least keep an open mind to the opportunity of potentially coming up either to or to put in a macro lower high before coming back down and breaking structure back to lower prices. Now, this pullback does not confirm a big drop down to lower prices or breaking structure to the downside targeting 47,500, right? I want to be clear. Just because we're getting this dump right now does not instantly call for 47.5. Oh my God, the macro bearish case is going to play out. That is not what this means. I want to be very clear about that. However, we do have to keep in mind that this is definitely a potential possibility that we have to keep in our heads, right? Because if we, as we've been covering, if you get that random big drop to the downside here, and you get that big breakdown, right, it's not going to be uncommon, right? Because, again, those two major levels of resistance were, number one, golden pocket value area low, which, value area low has moved it down quite a bit here. Let me actually go ahead and I don't know why my volume profiles keep getting deleted here, but yeah, right, this is the current volume profile, but that old one that we were looking at was sitting right here, and that was kind of the first major resistance level, right? So the lower high was likely to come in where? Either at the golden pocket, or if it doesn't come in at the golden pocket, the next high likelihood area to put in a macro lower high is going to be that 786 Fibonacci retracement level, at least when pulled from the high to the low. So again, it does not mean that we're guaranteed to get the big drop. However, in hindsight, if we do get that bigger drop, right, this was that key resistance level, between the daily, the tap 7 or the 786 Fibonacci retracement level here. I'll pull up that daily right here, right? We have that daily sitting up here as well. So just keep in mind, right, that longer term bearish scenario could potentially still be on the table. However, the difficult situation we're in right now, guys, is where we are in the cycle. And we talked about this yesterday where I think the thumbnail was like, you are here, right? And we were comparing the price action on the cycle chart. Let me see here. Is this the cycle chart? Yeah. We were looking at that cycle chart, kind of talking about how, pull up the Bitstamp chart here, bada boom. So, kind of talking about we are in a very, 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 very similar situation, in my opinion, to right here. And it doesn't just have to do with the timing of the cycle, right? Because, I always say this, right? The timing of the cycles are eerily similar, right? We measure out everything. All these things come in very, very close confluence with each other. The difference between the tops and the halvings and the bottoms, all these measurements are very, very close. But I'm also very, very open to the fact that we don't really know if this 4-year magic cycle is really what moves the price of Bitcoin, because every time we see a parabolic bull run or a massive bear market for Bitcoin, it is always tied to looser monetary policy, and it's also always tied to traditional finance, right? Which is obviously tied to looser monetary policy, right? So, with that being said, it is not just the timing of the cycles that we're looking at here, although it does line up creepily close, right? I mean, it really is just super eerie. And yesterday we were talking about kind of the distance between the halving and that first kind of break of the highs here for the parabolic bull run to start. It's about 161 days, and we are getting eerily close to that 161-day level. And again, I don't expect it to play out in the same amount of days. And again, it's not even really the amount of days that makes me anticipate the move to the upside. what is the thing that anticipates that move to the upside? Really, it's the incoming looser monetary policy, right? We are getting rate cuts in September, right? Very, very likely. I mean, it's basically guaranteed, right? Not financial advice, but there's like 100% chance almost that we get a rate cut in September, right? And this is traditionally when Bitcoin rips, right? And maybe I'll make a pre-recorded video on like exactly why the rate cuts, or how the rate cuts actually work and what causes it to send the risk on assets to the moon. I mean, it essentially just means more money, maybe we'll get into it, right? Like more money in the system, right? They print money, right? They don't actually print money. They just digitally spawn it. But, they print more money. It goes into the economy. It encourages people to invest and risk on assets. It encourages business because money is cheaper, right? And because of this, we see people have more money to play with, so they invest in more risky assets. And that's what sends Bitcoin, traditionally into those parabolic bull runs. But it also does magically line up with those 4-year cycles, right? With that in mind, right, we are very, very close, and we do still have some room, and this is what we were talking about yesterday. We do still have some room if we do go down to 47K, right? It wouldn't really like kind of step on that much, right? We still have some room kind of wiggle sideways before we wind up, going into September, right? That's kind of what we're waiting for to see if those rates are going to get cut. And again, it's like almost a certainty that those rates are going to get cut, right? And again, it's just like the timing is unbelievable, right? And then like you also have the election year, which is also normally bullish for markets. And the more you have people, on the internet calling for doom and gloom, oh my God, we're going into a depression. It's crazy, right? Like people calling for a depression off this like little pullback. We just had a pretty big rip from the bottom, and then you get a little pullback. It's like, oh my God, the depression is here. So just to put it into perspective, it's very, 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 very likely, right? Not financial advice. I could be wrong, but it is very likely that if we get that looser monetary policy, they start printing money, and we get that QE, and risk on assets are likely to go to the moon, right? And the fact that it just lines up perfectly, it's just crazy to see that happen. Now, again, like we would need to see something happen that's never happened in order to see if that 4-year cycle, right? Very likely, if we weren't going to get rate cuts in September, then probably Bitcoin wouldn't rip, right? If I had to guess, right? But if we just saw Bitcoin ripping, completely deviating from that looser monetary policy, which again, in my opinion, is very unlikely, that's when you can say that the cycle is actually confirmed, right? Like the cycle theory is real. We have the economy's horrible. They continue to cut rates, and Bitcoin, we're in a huge depression, and Bitcoin just continues to fly. But that's very, very unlikely based off what actually moves the price of Bitcoin in the long term. Like these big year over year moves, the big moves, the big bull runs are caused by this stuff. And it's been confluent throughout history, right? But so is the 4-year cycle. So, but again, it kind of makes more sense, right? That like the monetary policy would move that. But again, you can't really disprove it either until, until we wind up seeing something different happen and we see it deviate from those looser monetary policies. So, anyway, let's go ahead and continue on here. But those are the key levels that I'm looking at, right? And again, like for the most part, like I'm not getting overly bearish here. Not that we can't come down to 47.5, right? This is something we've been looking at for quite some time. Came up to the second purple box. These are the 2 zones that we knew were likely for rejections. But for the most part, right? Like what I'm really keeping an eye on here is going to be, let me pull up the actual current range. Bada boom, bada bing. Right, really what I'm looking at, like even if we do come down here and chill out, right, like we really just need to remain inside this volume profile to get that move back to the upside. And again, with that daily money flow crossover into the green, we got to see what this red dot gives us. But as long as this money flow stays in the green, like this could be just a little pullback before a local continuation back to the upside. See that money flow come back up. 2-day VWAP coming back down as well. So yeah, maybe a little bit of a bumpy ride here, to be quite honest. VWAP rolling over on the 3-day, money flow coming out. This is really the bearish time frame. The 3-day is really what is calling for lower prices. If we were to get the move down to 47.5, where we have the 2 next naked points of control, this 3-day is what points there, right? Money flow coming out, right? Momentum coming out over time, money flow coming out, VWAP rolling over. But again, this takes time to play out, right? We could see the red dot play out tonight. Get the VWAP to come back up, print another green dot. We can get the local continuation to the upside. And to be honest, for me, although I would like to get back above that value area low, we do have this nice volume profile down below. I will say this POC sitting at about 59.5 is very, very key, right? We lose that, definitely going to be a high likelihood to get down to 57.9. And then we start losing that. That's where things get a little bit sus. Now, if we do go ahead and pull our full Fibonacci retracement, 55,000 is going to be another very, very key level to look at. yeah, this is going to be a very, very key level to look at as well because, you know, if we, yeah, it's kind of hard to say, guys. Yeah, I would really like to remain within this volume profile, to be quite honest with you. Like, really want to hold 57.8. If we lose 57.8, more downside is very likely. But again, like, keeping an eye on those higher time frames. And I'll say this, guys, as much as I do not want Bitcoin to dump, if we get the move to 47.5, which again, like right now, like this move is not making me be like, oh my God, 47.5 is incoming, right? But we're coming down. So I want to talk about that bearish case because, you know, these moves come out of nowhere. So just keep that in mind. But here's the thing, you know, if we do wind up getting that move down, like, I don't want to see that, right? It's just be honestly annoying. This would not be bull market over for me, though, right? If we get the move down to 47.5, this would not be bull market over for me, right? Because, again, remember what the macro sentiment is, right? The looser monetary policy is on its way, and this has historically caused those big bull runs. And I'll probably make a pre-recorded video about this, but we can talk about this a little bit, right? So, you know, I know like sometimes the rate cuts can kind of confuse people. I try to explain it in a very, very simple way. So when the Fed cuts rates, right, they are not like sitting there and saying, we're going to cut rates, and they hit a button and it cuts rates, right? That's not how it works, right? Basically what they do is they have tools that they can use to push the economy, right, to almost like encourage, to push them to the ability to have lower interest rates, right? And the interest rates they're talking about is the cost of borrowing money, the cost that banks charge each other to borrow money, right? So you could just think of the interest rates as the price of money. And when you have tight monetary policy, there is less money in the economy, right? So what does that mean? That means money is more expensive. When there is less supply, right, it becomes more expensive. It's just like crypto, right? If you have why is Bitcoin actually valuable, right? There's only 21 million, right? And now if you just doubled that supply, the price of Bitcoin would absolutely tank, right? So you can think of it as like the price of an asset. So if you have tight monetary policy and there's not a lot of money in the economy, money becomes expensive, right? And then when they want to cut rates, they don't actually cut them, right? Basically what they do is they will buy government bonds. And this injects money into the economy, right? And they don't buy it with existing money, right? It's not like this is where the term printing money comes from. They don't buy it with money that they have, right? They're not taking money that's already in the economy and then buying the bonds, right? They're literally spawning fake money, right? And they don't print it. They just make it digitally. They just spawn it digitally because money is fake. Like money is not real. It's all a scam, right? So they just spawn the money on the computers and they buy the bonds, right? And they just put that money into the bonds. And this is what injects money into the economy. And now money becomes very cheap because there is more of it, right? So this is basically how it works, right? There's not just a switch that they say that cuts the that just cuts the rates, right? They inject more money and it becomes cheaper. Just like if you were to double the supply of Bitcoin, right? But the difference is you don't want to double the supply of Bitcoin to have the price dump, but you want money to be cheap. Does that make sense? Hopefully that kind of makes sense. You can kind of think of it as an asset. And this is how it works. So that is why when there's more money in the economy, it encourages people to spend. And there's not only one thing. They don't just buy government bonds, right? There's other ways that they can promote growth in the economy. Sometimes they just give money to businesses, right? We saw this during COVID, right? They'll give money to small businesses, and this encourages people to spend money, and that puts money into risk-on assets, which sends Bitcoin into parabolic bull runs, and this is very likely coming in September. So with that being said, not only that, guys, but if we come up to a higher time frame and we come down to 47.5, let me pull up that level real quick. $47,500, right? So that is really where we have the next major macro levels, right? We'll call it, let me move it here, 47,500. Right there, right? 411, right? We'll just call that the level. If we get this move, right, if we do wind up getting the bigger move, just to put you guys like at ease a little bit. And again, this is not guaranteed. Maybe they don't cut rates for some reason. Something crazy happens. I don't know. But if this all goes as planned, right, and even if we do get this dumped down to 47.5, this would still maintain bullish market structure on the higher time frames, right? So this would not have me very worried. And I always talk about this. I had bought in at between $20,000 and $21,000, right? I'm not going to sit up here and like act like I'm the best and I sniped everything at 15K, right? No, I bought most of my Bitcoin. My average buy-in for Bitcoin is between $20,000 and $21,000, right? So when you buy down here, This move down does not freak me out. I am not selling my spot bags, and I know that a lot of people came in at this high here, right? I know a lot of people came in here, and they are definitely feeling the pain, especially if you were buying altcoins up here, because most people, right, most retail will come in after the big moves have already happened. So to be honest, if you get that move down, like, I'm not worried. I know it could feel painful if you bought up here, but just understand you're not breaking any major macro market structure, and in my opinion, we could very well still see that monetary policy loosen and get that big move into the parabolic bull run. And again, if that does happen, it's going to be even harder to like disprove the 4-year cycle. In order to disprove the 4-year cycle, we really literally need to see something. We need to see Bitcoin deviate from what the traditional markets are doing, right? So keep this in mind. So even if we drop down to 47.5, like, I am not like, oh my God, bear market incoming, right? And I will walk you guys through that if we do get that drop down. But again, I want to be very clear. Just because we're getting this push down does not make me necessarily anticipate it. But just remember, it is something that we've been looking at, and it is simply based off of Fibonacci retracements. I'll even pull up a clean chart here. Very, very simply put, where is the likely lower high to come in on this chart? If you're coming up, you're going to look for the lower high here or here. And very often, I put a purple box between these two zones, knowing that if you don't reject here, you're likely to reject there. And very often, you're going to reject somewhere in this box. So if we do get that big drop, this is something we've been looking at. And it's not really shocking, right? It's not like a super surprise. So just keep that in mind. And you really want to try to take the deep breaths and just like, just understand like what's happening, right? And that's why I like to come up here and show you guys, not only, how to do the TA, how to look at the charts, but actually understand what moves the market and why you see these big liquidation wicks and why you shouldn't be nervous. I like to show you guys the low volume gaps so you can understand, right? Like back here, when we lost these lows, we expected a quick move down because we knew we had these low volume gaps, and hopefully seeing this stuff and understanding it helps you understand why you're seeing the moves in the market to help remove the emotion and actually make money, not get scared out of your bags like most people do. This is not my opinion, right? This is what happens. Unfortunately, 99% of people don't wind up actually making money. Sure, some people, they're like, oh my God, I'm up 100 grand. But the amount of people who actually take profits where they need to is very, very low. Most people lose money in this market, not just this market, all markets, right? It's a very hard thing to do. Investing is not easy. Trading is even harder, right? Especially day trading and scalping is even harder because those emotions are put down to a micro level. So hopefully understanding this stuff, seeing the charts, and I always try to break things down in a very simple to understand way, right? Because I am not some like economist. I'm not some, I am a normal person. And I need to get these things down to a basic level to understand them. And that's why I try to explain them in the most simple terms possible. And hopefully that helps you guys out, especially in keeping your emotions out of the trading. So yeah, there you go. Those are the key levels. And yeah, oh God, we are down to the key level here. Yikes. Oh boy. Oh boy. Let's see here. Whew, right down to the value area low. Yeah, I would really like to hold this level. Money flow coming out on your 4-hour as well. This is kind of rough, to be honest with you. This is more of a dump, right? Even though we were looking at that 90-minute money flow crossover here for the bigger drop to the downside, this is not what I was looking for, right? Like, I mean, at this point, we are losing. Like right now, we are losing. Whoops. We are losing this value area low right now. We really do not want to see this. Yeah, this, to be honest, like does not look really great, right? But like I don't want to scare anybody. Like, oh my God, it's going to zero, right? Like, but this is not what I expected, right? I hoped to hold support at least on 60,500, right? 61.2 was the first major level, right? 61.2. 62.1, I'm sorry. Sitting at the weekly naked point control was the first level I'd like to hold. And then, I was kind of okay coming down to lower prices here. But I did not think we were going to come this low. But yeah, these are the key levels, guys. You want to hold this value area low. If you lose this value area low, and again, like it doesn't even guarantee that we are, I'm not saying it guarantees we go down to 47.5. But yeah, you really want to hold some of these levels. Like even if you deviate below here a little bit, I would say 56.7 is a very key level to watch. You also have a naked, is that a daily down there? Yeah, you do have a daily level down here as well. Let me get you some of these levels in case this dump continues when we hop off. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Daily. Yeah, so this this daily, this 786, like these are key. You want to, You really, really, really want to hold these levels. Bada boom. So, yeah, hopefully we can hold this level, right? Like between 57.5, 90, or 57.6 and 56.723. Let me pull up exo charts really quickly here. Check on chat, guys. Sorry I kind of abandoned you guys for a minute, but we started getting the moves here. I kind of went off in a yeah, keep comments, crypto. Shout out to Mikey20. Yeah, like that's the thing, guys. Like these dumps are like, this is not uncommon, right? That's why I always think it's funny. Like 5% seems to be the number where people are like losing their minds. And to be quite honest with you, I mean, what was this? This was like oh God, man, how many people do we have in here? This was 7% on this one daily candle. This is probably, 1,329 people. There you go. So 5%. Yeah, 5% is usually the number. So, yeah, this is probably pretty scary for people. But I want you guys to hopefully me putting things into perspective here, guys, helps you understand things, right? Like, again, like I don't want to come down to 47.5, but one thing I will be happy about is this is something that I was not like we mentioned it once on a live stream, right? Like I was screaming this at the rooftops. And again, I'm not guaranteeing that happens just because we're getting this pullback. But I don't want to see that happen, but like this is something I've gone over like almost every single day to the point where I was like, I'm just like going to stop bringing this up because I've talked about it so much. People are going to think I'm a perma bear and I'm not. So yeah, more sauce. Shout out to Luke Skywalker. Let me jump into chat while I pull up exo charts here really, really quickly. Oh, these single prints. Let's see if these single prints can fill. If we don't break these single prints, guys, this might be bad. This is like, we want to push through these very quickly. I'm not going to explain what single prints are. They're very similar to low volume gaps if you're looking at a volume profile, but oftentimes when you tap into these, if you could break into them, you see them fill very quickly. And you can get pretty hard bounces. Should we just like degenerately, should I pull up the degen account? Should we just go for it, high leverage? I hate doing that. I hate doing that because it's not what I teach. But yeah, let's see if we can fill those single prints real quick. But let's see. I love it. I love it so much. I'm making money. Shout out to Toaster. Let's go. Remember, guys, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please, for the love of God, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss these live streams where we teach you how to make money trading Bitcoin, whether the price is going up or down. And even if you're not trading, it's nice to know that those money flow crossovers on the 90-minute, I love when this stuff plays out, not because I'm right? Because we're not always right. I don't care if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm right. Like I said, I did not expect it to drop down this much. I was hoping to hold the macro value area low. So I don't care about being right? But I love when things play out. And the reason I love it is because you guys can see this live. We looked at this last night. Daily red dot, 90-minute money flow crosser oftentimes calls for the bigger move down. And here we are, right? We're just seeing it happen. And I hope that flips a switch in your head, right? Where you're like, okay, wow, right? And it's not going to play out 100% of the time, but maybe this pushes you to go to the charts and backtest this strategy and go see how many times out of 100 this plays out. And then the next time you see the setup, you could potentially think about like, hey, if I were to put money on this, I know that it has these odds, right? But either way, shout out to you guys. Let's go ahead and see if we can push through this. But yeah, let's see. Shout out to Seth Shepard. You called it again, Frankie. And shout out to Seth. I just want to say this, right? It is not about being right, and we did look at this, right? That is the truth. But it is not about being right. I don't care about being right or wrong. I never come up here and and just say like, oh, I called it. Like this is like one of the cringiest things. Like I hate seeing this in this space. It's like the reason I hate saying it is because I hate when other people say it. Because it's like, yeah, of course you're gonna say you called it, but like, do you ever say when you're wrong? And it's I just hate it because it's like, we knew this was gonna happen. We called this. Like I just hate doing that. It's probably not great as a content creator to feel that way, but I don't know. I just base everything. I'd rather be honest with my audience, not just like a shameless like shill. Shout out to Carrie Stressel said exactly as predicted. Shout out to Carrie. But yeah, let's go ahead and see here. Shout out to Dave Digital. What's going on? He said, I'm a poor people because I effing love it. Shout out to Dave Digital. Let's go. Crypto Anon in the chat. Let's get it. Shout out to Flame. Shout out to you. Said, bro, Frankie Candles, where is your expected bottom? I know it's hard to find, but what is your expectation? My limit order is at 54.5. If it taps, then I'll place my stop loss on entry. Shout out to Flame. Yeah, like as of right now, I will say, like, I mean, it depends on like bottom. Kind of a loaded question. I'll try to answer it for you. But it really depends on like, what in what sense, right? Like, where would I think the bottom of like a huge dump would be? I would hope it would be 47.5. Right now, I wouldn't necessarily, I would hope this value area low and like at worst case, this 786 at 56,772. I would really hope this holds. I guess technically, if you were to pull this full fib from the low all the way to the high, you have a golden pocket at 55K, and then the 786 at 50. I mean, I would really like this golden pocket is going to be like end all be all for me, right? Because not end all be all. I don't want to say that. That's kind of like super emotional. But yeah, like if we lose this golden pocket, in my opinion, like you're really playing with the danger zone of getting closer to 47.5. So, you know, if we don't hold this 786 sitting at about 56.7, I would hope this golden pocket sitting between 55,000 and 54.5 holds. If not, the only thing left you have is the 786, which is, I'll be honest with you, like it's not. I really would not want that. I'll just say that, right? And you also have a naked daily down here as well, right? So you do have some confluence on that golden pocket. Right, you have the daily, the golden pocket. So yeah, these are kind of the levels that I would be looking at for bounces. Oh my God, it is 100 degrees here in the Frankie Candle studio. Let's see, bada boom, bada bing. Press the up button, Frankie. Shout out to Carlos S. Yeah, we're gonna have to call Satoshi after this, guys. This is kind of brutal. Let's see. Flame said big liquidations. Big liquidation at 54,500. Whenever big liquidation is tapped, there usually is a pullback. Yeah, shout out to Flame. Let me pull up the liquidation heat map really quickly on XO charts here. Hopefully we can get above these single prints. Because just like a little, I'm not going to get into what this actually means, guys. It would take me a very long time to explain like what the actual TPO profiles are and like what creates the single prints, etc. We talk about this in the premium Discord a lot more in detail. But just in general, like you basically treat these as low volume gaps, or at least I do, right? So basically when you come up to them, they can act as resistance until you break into them. And then once you break into them, they typically fill very quickly, very similar to the low volume gaps on a visible range volume profile or even a fixed range volume profile. Bada boom, right? Like these low volume gaps oftentimes get filled very quickly. Let's wait for that to reload. Come on, there we go, right? So this is why when we lost about $57,000, we were expecting a very quick move down closer to 51 to 52K. Another thing that we sounded crazy talking about, but we wound up seeing happen, right? Just based off the TA, right? Not because I'm the best or anything like that, right? It's just the TA that I'm teaching for free every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Yeah, Mystic Ruin, shout out to you, bro, said single prints tested as resistance. Yeah, but potentially here, potentially. Oh, this is the 15-minute. Let me pull up the 30-minute. What am I doing here? Let's see. Bada boom. Yeah, kind of this. Okay, yeah. That's actually my fault, guys. I was on the 15-minute time frame. I do, anytime I look at a TPO chart, it is always on the 30-minute time frame. So yeah, that's actually that was actually a mistake on my part. Single prints up here though, starting at about 60,400. 60,402 is the start of those next single prints. Shout out to Ahmed. Shout out to you, bro. Said just subbed. Guys, please, for the love of God, I think we've gotten 11 likes in the past year. So if you guys could smash up the like button and make up for the missed likes that we've had during this boring Bitcoin price action, it would be greatly appreciated. It's the easiest and most free way to drop some or to push this content out to more people. Some like-minded people who are looking to make some money trading as well. And shout out to Golden. This is super, super late, but shout out to Golden for gifting those 50 Frankie Candles memberships. This man is a legend, dropping so many memberships on the boys here. Let's go. Shout out to Golden, bro. Sorry I missed that. Let me actually make sure I did not miss. Okay, I did miss super chats here. How low can we go? Limbo. Shout out to the Biomex. Thank you for that super chat, bro. And we got Anna Maria gifted memberships. Let's go. Golden with the gifted membership, and Anna Maria with another 5 memberships. Let's get it. Shout out to Anna Maria. I appreciate you guys so much for gifting those memberships. If you guys want to get, if you guys want to be able to win those memberships, make sure you change your settings in YouTube to enable gifting. Otherwise, you won't be able to get them. Shout out to the Biomex. Said, did you know crypto #GiversGain started here in the Frankie Candles channel? Crypto Billy, the creator, but the spirit started in the CandleMafia. Shout out to the Biomex. That is an absolutely true story. #GiversGain. Speaking of GiversGain, hey, let's see. How many likes do we have right now? If we get 550 likes before we get to, if we get 550 likes by 6:35, I will give away 3 Frankie Candles hats right here. One of these Frankie Candles hats on Friday's live stream. I'll add 3 hats, and then maybe we'll give away $100 in. Tony, throw up some altcoins. We'll give away $100 in one of the altcoins that Tony posts. Maybe Chainlink, XRP, Cardano. I don't know. Speaking of altcoins, guys, go ahead and drop your favorite altcoins in the chat. And let me know. We're going to do a couple of these altcoins, but I do kind of want to keep an eye on Bitcoin here for a minute, just to kind of keep an eye on what's going on here. This is let me pull up these liquidation charts really quickly here. And shout out to anybody who is new to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Frankie Candles. I screen talk into a microphone and show people how to make money, not financial advice. I try to show you guys how I make money trading Bitcoin, whether the price is going up or down, because if you did not know that you can make money when the price goes down, please, for the love of God, pay attention, because there's plenty of money to be made. So here we are. I'm going to show some liquidation charts here really quickly. First off, let's take a look at so we did have some liquidity down here. Let's pull this up. Bada boom, right? So we did have all these liquidations sitting down here closer to about 58 to 57.7. So yeah, oftentimes this is where you'll see price just run through, liquidate all these positions, and then sometimes you do see a pullback. Let me pull up the 1 month chart here really quickly as well, get a little bit of a different perspective. Yeah, I mean, I will be honest, it's kind of hard to say, right? Because you do have more liquidity sitting up here closer to 65K. But yeah, you do still have some down here at 54. I mean, yeah, hopefully we don't come down to 55, but that is kind of the, we're kind of taking this liquidity now. Hopefully we don't come down to 55K. I really hope, because that is like last resort in my opinion. We really do not want to lose those levels. Yeah, like 56. Yeah, once you lose 55K, pull up the 6 hour real quick. Bada boom. Shout out to Tony D. Said 8940 in here. LFG, smash that like button. Shout out to all 1,100 of you. Welcome in. And then he said, dump it. Shout out to Tony D. Oh, man. Hopefully he doesn't dump it anymore. And shout out to Wait, why does it only say Golden gifted 1 membership, but then it says 50 up here? Is that a glitch? Shout out to Golden. I assume he gifted 50. Shout out to Golden, bro. You're the absolute GOAT. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Wow, there's actually not a lot of green names in the chat. That's kind of wild. Why is everybody gray? That is nutty. What the heck? But anyway, let's see. Shout out to Kerry Stressel said, I need the facts on AVAX. All right, let's go. Drop those altcoins in the chat. I'm going to start off. Read poll. Okay, so what should we give away? Winner of this poll will move on to a final round on another poll. Okay, yeah, so let's see. XRP, Solana, Caspa. Maybe we'll do Solana. We never give away Solana. Yeah, maybe we'll do Solana. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, shout out to Haas says, stop with those polls. All those coins are garbage. What should we give away? Let us know. Haas, what do you want to get? Let me know in the chat. Let's see. All right, let's take a quick look at Ethereum. We will keep an eye here on Bitcoin really quick. But yeah, okay, so yeah. Man, I'll be honest with you guys. Ethereum kind of struggling low key. Let me pull up Ethereum over here. Yeah, Ethereum kind of struggling low key. Because here's the thing, right? Key level on Ethereum, like really you want to reclaim this $2,500 level. $2,500 is the most important level of support, in my opinion, as far as continuing to the upside here, right? If we can get back up in here, because this is our major volume profile, hold above that value area low, this is where we could potentially see the push up to the value area high, or POC. However, as long as we're stuck below this, right, this is not really what we want to see. We have to reclaim $2,500. And to be quite honest, let me pull this full Fibonacci golden pocket retracement. Yeah, I mean, 2360 is a pretty important level to hold. 2263 is your 786. This is probably, if I had to guess, in line with this POC here. Yeah, okay, so yeah, hopefully, like, that's the last resort level here on Ethereum here, between like 2265 and 2243. That is really what we want to see. Let's see. Shout out to Dave Digital, our most official mod. I appreciate you for being here, bro. Let's see. He said, did you know we can't see your chat if you did not smash that like button? Yeah. Shout out to Dave Digital. That is actually facts. And I don't mean facts as an FACTS. I mean FAX. Shout out to Anna Maria, said, dump it. Thank you for the super chat, Anna Maria. Let's go. Dropping a lot of supers, Anna Maria. We appreciate it so much. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. I was sleeping and liquidated. Can anybody help me, please? Shout out to Barack. Please, for the love of God, set a stop loss, guys. Unless you're putting an amount of money that you're okay losing all of that money, right? If you put, for me, if I put $1,000 on a trade, right, and I'm just like, hey, I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit, and I am okay losing that $1,000 or that $500, whatever it is, right? If I'm okay losing all that money, I won't set a stop loss. But it is always with the understanding that if I get liquidated, I am okay losing that money. Other than that, always set a stop loss so you don't have to worry about getting liquidated. That is the number one kind of tip that I can give you. And by the way, if you guys are looking to trade, hopefully Tony D can drop some links. Femex, guys. Femex, if you have not seen our Femex video, Tony, if you could drop that Femex link to the video that I posted showing you how to learn how to trade risk-free on Femex using their mock trading platform. That is a one-to-one simulation to the actual platform. It is the best way, in my opinion, to learn how to trade risk-free. But if you guys want to get on Femex, you will be able to sign up. I think very soon. You're not going to be able to sign up if you're in the U.S., but you will be grandfathered in if you can lock in an account, and then they're going to lock everybody out. But if you already have one, you'll get locked in there, and you'll be able to be grandfathered in. And if you can't get on there, highly recommend Blowfin. Tony, if you could share those links. They are affiliate links. We do get kickbacks if you sign up with our link, but if you sign up with our links, you'll also get access to our freemium section of the Discord for some extra free value if these live streams are not enough for you. But there you go. Check those out. But as we take a look here, guys, these are the key levels on Ethereum, in my opinion. Feel free to copy these. Again, these are not levels that if you come down to them, you're just going to automatically take a long position. That is not how trading works. You have to wait till you get down to the level to actually interact with that level, gauge the reaction, and see if there are any entry triggers to actually take the trade. So if I pull this previous volume profile, pull the neutral, bada boom, bada bing, value area high, POC, value area low, and there we go, right? So, yeah, like hopefully we can hold above this value area, and then once we get broken back below this value area high, next likely place for price to go is going to be that POC 786, sitting at about 2240. Lose that POC 786, very likely, in my opinion, that you go down to 2165. But really, these are the levels below. These are the key levels. Hopefully we don't have to see them. Hopefully we can just get a bounce off the value area high, get back into this macro value area, and continue the journey up. All right, let's see. Shout out to Pennywise. Let's see. Shout out to Pennywise. Said Lux Algo just tweeted that 170 million in liquidations in the last hour. Shout out to Pennywise. Yeah, we had a ton of longs and shorts, guys. Earlier today, I watching the order flow, there were so many shorts coming in on the dump, and then like we get a little push up, and then a ton of longs came in, and this is typically what this does is it makes it very likely for both sides to get wrecked, right? Because when you get a move to the upside, and I'm going to start taking a look at some of these altcoins, I will take a look at AVAX next, right? So those are the key levels on Ethereum that I'd be watching right now. But just to explain this a little bit, guys, because what I love to do here on these live streams is educate, right? Because, instead of just coming up here and talking about like Bitcoin to the moon, bull market incoming, buy these garbage meme coins, right? Instead of doing that, I'd rather teach you how to extract money from this market every single day, right? And actually teach. But, when you have a lot of longs and shorts kind of just like FOMOing in at the highs and the lows, it adds liquidity to the market, which is basically jet fuel for a move, right? And basically the way that works, if you're new here, I'm going to spit a little sauce for you if you didn't know this, right? When you have a lot of shorts opening at a low, if you're assuming, right, that you have a lot of shorts opening at this very low, these shorts are late. You do not want to short after a dump. This is contrary to what retail likes to do, and most of retail gets wrecked. Luckily, there's a way to see what retail is doing, so you can basically counter trade them. And I'm going to show you how to do that in a second. I'll show you what I use, right? But if you have a lot of shorts opening at a low, what does this do? If you enter a short position, right? If you enter a short position, this is basically the way I trade. I use the volume profiles, and I'm actually, shout out to Lux Algo. I'll show you how Lux Algo can help you do this. If I were to short here, I'm going to have my stop loss or my liquidation point is going to be to the upside, right? So you short here, stop loss is going to be either here or liquidation point is going to be somewhere above, right? So what does this do? This adds a lot of liquidity in the market. And all liquidity means are stop losses, right? Or orders in the market. That is what liquidity is, right? So if you have tons and tons and tons of stop losses above this low and everybody's shorting and you have tons of stop losses above, when you get stopped out of a short position, it creates a market buy. This is what creates short squeezes, right? So you have a ton of shorts opening at this low, right? All their stop losses and liquidation levels are up here. So when price decides to come back up and it starts stopping people out, every person that gets stopped out creates a market buy order, right? Which pushes price to the upside, triggering a domino effect of stop losses and liquidation points getting hit, right? And when that happens, you get those market orders. It creates a fiery push to the upside, and that is what actually a short squeeze, that's what a short squeeze actually is, right? A lot of people just see a random pump on the market, and they go, that was a short squeeze, right, without even knowing if it actually was. But there are ways to see this actually happening in the market, so when you see potential short squeezes forming, it actually looked like we may have had one earlier today that was forming. It obviously did not play out because we wound up getting kind of like a long squeeze, actually. But as we got the push to the upside here, right, this is similar to what we had to happen today. We had a lot of shorts entering, right, and then as those we got a push to the upside, all the longs started funneling in, which puts the liquidity in the opposite place of a short position, right? So instead of having all the liquidity above, that puts a lot of liquidity below, right? And then when price pushes to the downside, it just goes, right, and all those long positions get liquidated, and when you get stopped out or liquidated out of a long position, it creates a market sell, and that's what gives the pushes, the short squeezes or long squeezes, that's what makes liquidity jet fuel in the market, right? So hopefully that explains things. If you don't explain that, if you don't understand that the first time I explain it, don't feel bad, right? It's a kind of an advanced concept. A lot of people charge for this. We give it away here for free. But yeah, that's basically how that works. And you pair that with volume profiles, and you can start to find some really, really, really nice setups in the market. But let's take a look at AVAX here, and then I'll talk to you guys about how you can use Lux Algo, I'll show you guys a nice little trick on Lux Algo that you can use, especially if you like the volume profiles. You're really, really, really going to like what I'm going to show you on Lux. But here we are. Let's take a look here. Take a look at the daily. Daily money flow still crossed over into the green. Red dot printing, right? And just to point this out, guys, when you have the red dot on the daily, on Market Cipher B, and at the same time, you have that 90-minute money flow crossing over into the red, oftentimes that money flow crossover into the red is what starts the bigger move down, right? We cover this almost every time we see it. I talk about these, and almost every single time they play out. Not every time, but very often it does, right? Nothing in TA is 100%. A lot of people on social media will come up to you. They'll come up on their channel and they'll tell you, you could get rich overnight day trading, right? Like sign up to my Discord, right? I have a premium Discord, but for complete beginners, I actually push you away from it, right? I would rather you learn off of all the free content on this YouTube channel and then get your bearings. And then get into the paid Discord, right? I don't want complete beginners in our Discord because they're going to be lost, and it's going to be a waste of their money. And this is, but TA does not play out 100% of the time. But if you understand the odds and you get good at the analysis, right, you could start to understand when you have multiple things pointing in one direction. It's not just one signal, right? You want multiple levels of confluence pointing in the same direction, and that's what gives you a sound trade setup. But if you're going to learn how to trade, you're not going to get rich overnight. This is not how it works. If someone is telling you that, they do not have your best interest at heart. They are looking to grift you for money, right? I will never do that. I come up here and I am honest with you guys. I could just be shoving my Discord down people's throats. I simply don't do that. I literally push them away. If I almost want to put like an application process into the premium Discord and almost limit the access that people have to it, because I do want to keep it a tight-knit father. Tight-knit father? I saw the Godfather in the chat. Tight-knit. I want to keep it a tight-knit group because it's very intimate. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. Thank you for getting those altcoin votes in. I appreciate you, bro. Those are pinned to the top of the chat. Let's see. Preach. Shout out to Intune. Yeah, you got to be careful. It's a lot of people on like TikTok and stuff. I mean, YouTube too. Obviously, there's a lot of good content creators out there as well, but it's not always in people's. It's not always the most profitable thing, to be honest, on YouTube, and that's what I like to push against. Let's see. Shout out to Krish, says, do you recommend selling portfolio if Bitcoin pumps to 66 to 67,000 in a few days? Krish, I'm going to give you another honest answer here. That is a very difficult thing for me to say, right? Your spot portfolio, if you're saying, there you go, get in the free Discord, right? There you go. You don't have to pay. So if you're new, get in the free this is something I do recommend. If you're new, right? If you've never been to this channel before and you were new to trading, get in the free Discord, right? It costs you nothing, and you can get around people who are actually trading, right? And then this is how you can kind of get your feet wet and hopefully avoid mistakes that other people have already made. That's the biggest mistake I probably made, other than just blowing up accounts when I started trading. One of the biggest mistakes I made was not being in other Discords, talking to other people who were already trading. I just tried to learn it all on my own and just do my own thing. I should have been in other communities because I would have saved a lot of time. But let's see. Shout out to French Toaster says, yeah, Discord is fire. Shout out to French Toaster. The Godfather said, Frankie, I closed my short yesterday. Can I borrow your time machine? Shout out to the Godfather. Yes, I'll drop it off on your front stoop. I'll have Golden fly me in his helicopter and we'll airdrop it to you. Shout out to the Godfather. Show him some love in the chat. Show the mod some love in the chat as well. Dave Digital says, there are several signs of a reversal, but if you are trading, you just have to take educated guesses. Yes, that is all trading basically is. It is educated guesses, which is different than gambling, right? It is not, you could turn trading into gambling, but you want to have multiple areas of levels of confluence, right? It is you're making an educated guess, right? There is nothing saying that your trade is definitely going to play out, even if you have all your confirmations. Sometimes it just goes the wrong way, right? It's an educated guess, and if your strategy is profitable over time, even if you lose 3 out of 5 trades, or even if you lose 5 out of 10 trades or 7 out of 10 trades, you can win more than you lose. Trading is more about managing your risk rather than getting rich overnight. It is a capital preservation game, not a get as much money as fast as possible. That is how you go broke. You want to get small singles and doubles over time, and there's going to be losses in between. But you want singles and doubles over time, and then let your winners run, and let those grand slams and home runs come by surprise. That's the way I like to do it, right? Shout out to Satoshi Glakamoto, said, I still remember watching you from your first video, bro. Love you, Frankie. You're the man. Shout out to Satoshi Glakamoto. One of the best names in the game there. Satoshi Glakamoto is heat. But let's take a look here at AVAX. Let me pull it up here on our I'm not going to pull up these higher time frame levels, right? We're pretty far away from this value area low. This is obviously a very key level of resistance. But yeah, locally, we want to hold we really want to hold these levels on Ethereum. But let's pull up AVAX here on the live stream chart. I'll go over this so you can get an idea of what we're looking at. Let me go ahead and get rid of that purple box. Shout out to Dave Digital, said Satoshi Glakamoto declared a candle war. Let's go. Drop those candles in the chat. If you're finding this content useful or valuable in any way, shape, or form, you like the free education, drop a candle and drop a like on the video. All right, let's see here. Yeah. All right. Well, let's take a look at a higher time frame. Yeah, daily money flow crossovers are still in the green here, right? So, again, this would indicate, as long as we keep that, look at the candles in chat, baby. Let's go. You guys are awesome. But yeah, this money flow crossover into the green, guys, is a very, very, very key thing, right? As long as this money flow remains in the green, this is going to make you anticipate lackluster pullbacks before putting in a higher low and then continuing your uptrend, right? This is why, this is not necessarily the most scary thing in the world for me, right? It's all about understanding the context of the market, right? So, even if we pull our full Fibonacci retracement here, pretty sure a bird just flew into my window. What the heck? Pretty sure a bird just flew into my window, guys. That was horrifying. But key level of resistance. Support. Right here. Macro value area high. You also have a macro 786 here. But this value area high golden pocket, this is going to be a key level. If this move down continues on AVAX between 21... let's go. Candles in the chat, baby. Let's go. Light goal was met by 635. Solana won the poll. All right, there we go. $100 in Solana being given away on top of all of our other crypto giveaways on Friday. We'll add another $100 to one lucky winner. We give a ton of ADA away to random people, or 10 different people, but we'll give $100 in Solana to one lucky person. One lucky Mafia member. The candles go hard, bro. But yeah, let's go. Shout out to you guys. Thank you for smashing that like button. I appreciate you guys so much. But yeah, again, remember, you can use these money flow crossovers as a filter. Unless this comes back into the red, as long as it stays in the green, you are looking for lackluster pullbacks, and it is going to be you're going to be better off looking for higher lows and continuations to the upside, right? Now, where are those higher lows likely to come in? this is where we use our Fibonacci retracements, right? So macro value area high, golden pocket between 21 and 2174. This is pretty far away at this point, so you can potentially pull some more local fibs here. This is a little bit harder to do because, you know, it's easy to pull the full fib, but these like local fibs are a little bit harder to do, right? Because what I like to do is pull my fib from the impulse that broke the previous high. So I'll pull it here, hitting the golden pocket. So here's another level, a couple other levels you can look at. I will be honest, right? Like in the long run, like your next real key level of resistance or support is going to be down here. The value area high, golden pocket. But what else is making me say that, right? Look at where all your volume is. You have a high volume node up here closer to about 2648, which is where we just were, right? And then down here is your next high volume node sitting at about 2107. In here, we have a pretty big low volume gap. What does this mean? It means once you lose this level, and you're kind of seeing this play out right now, if you lose this level and you fall into the low volume gap, actually it's really this level. If you lose this level and you fall into the low volume gap, this is where you see price start to move very quickly, right? There's nothing here other than these two little small volume nodes, like medium volume nodes, that can hold price up, right? Other than that, really most of the volume is here and here. So oftentimes with these nodes, right, if you're new here, price likes to stick to the high volume nodes, and when you break into the low volume nodes, typically price moves very quickly. You have quick moves up, oftentimes mean quick moves down, and oftentimes when you see that, there are low volume gaps. And I love the VPVR because it's easy to visualize. You can see we stuck to this level for a while because you have a lot of volume, right? Then you break this level, quick move down, right? So really, for the full move, I'd like to see this golden pocket tapped and this macro value area high. However, you do have these local levels, right? Golden pocket 786 on these two little mini high volume nodes sitting 2396 to 2376 for the golden pocket, 786, 2287. So these are going to be the levels that I'm watching to the downside if this move continues. Key level of resistance that you want to flip to support for more upside, very simply put, this value area low at 2484. Get above this, opens up the doors to higher prices, in my opinion. But if we continue down, these are the key levels I'm watching. So there you go. There is AVAX. So let's go ahead and move on to our next. Let's see. Fib Newton. Shout out to Satoshi Nakamoto. Let's see. Shout out to there's Golden. There we go. Shout out to Golden. Do you suggest selling oh yeah, so shout out to Krish, right? This is very hard to answer, right? Because I don't know if you're saying sell, I don't know where you bought in. I don't know if you're saying like sell all your spot bags. The question is, should I sell everything if it gets to 67, 66K? This is very, very hard to answer, right? Because for my particular situation, which everybody is in a different situation, as I was explaining earlier, my average buy-in is between $20,000 and $21,000, right? So if we get a pull, if we get like, I'm not going to be selling my spot bags, right? So, but that is not any part of my plan. But that doesn't mean, right? Of like, it depends on where you bought in. It depends on if you're looking to sell all your bags. Is it a leverage trade, right? It's like all this stuff is very important to know. So it's impossible to say if we go back up to 65K, you should sell everything. I don't know the context. But for me, it's like people say, hey, if we go down to 47.5, is the bull market over, right? For me, right, this is a very small pullback. If we came down here, that's a very small pullback for me, right? That does not hurt my spot bags that much, right? I'm still up massively, right? Like if we go to 47.5, right, I'll even give myself a little bit more, we'll say 21.5, right, is my average buy-in, right? If we go down here, like I'm still up 114% on my Bitcoin after that dump, right? But someone who bought in within this area of consolidation up here, that's a lot of pain to feel, right? So it's a completely different situation. So I would love to answer the question, but I can't, right? I just don't know the full context or anything like that. And then even then, your personal risk tolerance, I don't know how much of your net worth you have in crypto, right? Like, is it all your money? Is it a small portion? Do you care if you're down for a little while? Do you need the money? It's a very, very loaded question. But hopefully that helps you make a decision, right? So there you go. Let's go ahead and continue on here. Taking a look at Solana. Let's take a quick look at Solana. Bada boom, bada bing. Actually, Solana, to be honest, like holding up pretty decently, right? And this is actually pretty interesting, right? Because if we look at our volume profiles, right? You have this local profile up here. You have this. Whoops. You have this local profile over here, and then you have this profile right here, right? So remember, the way I like to trade, right, it's not the only way that you can trade. In my opinion, it's one of the better ways to trade, right, rather than like trading arbitrary patterns, right, that you don't really understand which way it's actually going to break out, even if it's more probable it goes in one direction. This is what I like to do, right? We talk about this constantly, right? Price is always seeking fair value. You have a little range up here. You get a big impulse, right? Once you find imbalance, in this case, sellers overpower the buyers. And then you go into imbalance. And then where is price going to go? It's either going to find previous balance, which is more often than not what happens, or you are going to find new balance, right? But the reason we like to trade these volume profiles is because not only does it help us predict where price is going to cling to, right? Like we have this value area up here. We actually started clinging to that area a little bit. This is a wonked out volume profile, so some of this volume is actually a bit higher. But this is, where's price likely going to go if we break down from here? We already know it's likely to hunt out a previous area of balance, right? So this is why I use the volume profiles, because you can extrapolate these levels and understand, well, hey, if I lose the current range, which is up here, I'm going to be looking at the next area of balance, which is sitting down here, right? And it depends on what time frame you're looking at. But if you come down here, value area high is key support. Why is that, right? Well, if you don't bounce off the value area high and you get stuck underneath it, you're probably going to get accepted back into this range, right? And this is how a lot of the times, how we predict these moves. And then the beautiful thing is, because price action ranges 80% of the time, it gives you an opportunity to trade a lot of the time, right? It gives you the most opportunity. When you deviate above the high, this is where you look for shorts. This is where it's an overvalued asset. You deviate below, this is an undervalued asset. So you would want to look for shorts as you deviate above the high. When everyone else is getting super bullish, right? They see a pump, they think price is bullish, right? And they're like, oh my God, it's bullish. And then they buy the top and then they get dumped on, right? So that's why you want to be a counter trader, right? You want to, as you deviate above resistance, you don't want to look for a long. You don't want to long at resistance, right? You want to look for the shorts as you deviate above the high. And then once you get that deviation, if you could find short confirmations, you want to ride that with the anticipation of getting stuck back into the range, going to the POC, and then going to the value area low. Deviate below the value area low, you're looking to get along, get back above that value area low, hold it as support, and then at that point, the next likely place for price to go is to the POC and then the value area high. And you can see, even when it doesn't play out, eventually you do get the move, right? And you're just thinking of above the value area high as overvalued, and then below the value area as undervalued, right? And this is just simple premium, discount, and equilibrium, right? And this is actually what I wanted to show you on Lux Algo. Shout out to Lux Algo. Let me actually pull this up, right? Because it's very helpful. So let me go ahead and pull this up, right? So I'll put on the premium discount zones, right? Bada boom, right? So depending on your settings and what you're looking at here, this would obviously be a bigger range. Let me actually turn off the what do you call it? The indicators and the drawings here. You can see you have discount, equilibrium, and premium, right? This is very similar to the volume profiles, right? Because if I were to go ahead and pull this entire profile, right? If I were going to pull this entire range as a volume profile, oftentimes the premium zone is above the value area high. The discount zone is below the value area low. And then the equilibrium is somewhere in between those levels, right? And a lot of the times, not in this particular case, maybe if I actually pull this back a bit, in a lot of the time, right, they're actually like extremely close, right? Here it's a little deviated. But oftentimes, all three levels are this close to the POC value area high, value area low. It's just kind of like another way to look at it. If I come down to a lower time frame, bada boom, right? You can see here, it's got kind of the same thing, right? You come into premium, you get a move down. Where's the next likely place for price to go? Down to equilibrium. This would kind of be the POC. And then you lose the POC, you're looking to go to discount, right? And then you're at discount. This is where you want to buy. It's the opposite. It's the opposite of what the retail does, right? They look to short here and long here. So keep that in mind. Shout out to Lux Algo, by the way, sponsor of the channel. You can check out their premium indicators or all 160 or more of their free indicators online. You can also check my free indicator with Lux Algo, 0 strings attached. Search my name, Frankie Candles, in the indicator section of TradingView right here. Frankie Candles Essentials by Lux Algo. Make sure it's by Lux Algo. This is a fixed range volume profile with plenty of souped up. Yeah, souped up indicators here, right? And this will let you know, this is kind of like if you're trading volume profiles, this will give you an idea of where I typically look for my trades, right? Because this will let you know, hey, you're getting bullish signals as you're deviating below the value area low. You get your little sauce can emoji. You do not trade these as buy and sell signals. I want to be very clear. They are not buy and sell signals. Those don't exist. They're not real. They will not make you rich. Trust me, everyone would be a billionaire if that's the case. You do not trade the sauce cans as buy or sell signals. That is not their intention. But what this is basically telling you is you're getting bullish confirmations as you deviate below a value area, right? And that is where you want to be looking for longs, right? And then when you get the sauce can, it's a little bit of a confirmation that you're probably going to get your move up to the POC, at least, if not up to the value area high. And this is a lot of people love this indicator. Shout out to Tony D said, I'll throw another 100 to the giveaway tonight if we hit 500 likes. Shout out to Tony D. Let's go. Run it up to 800 likes, and we'll give $200 in Solana away to one lucky Mafia member. Shout out to you guys. But yeah, shout out to Lux Algo. Thank you for sponsoring the channel. You guys can check that out. The premium indicators as well as my free volume profile in the indicator section. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's see. Hey, Amy Lives Crypto in the chat. What is going on, Amy? Good to see you in here. Oh, I meant give it away tonight. Yeah, there's no way to pick the winner, though. We have to put it on a pre-record. Otherwise, I wish we could pull from live chat. We got to figure out a way to do that, to pick winners from live chat. Shout out to the Mafia. We just love throwing money here. Let's see. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue on. So for Solana, to be quite honest with you guys, it's actually going to sound kind of crazy, but not really anything too crazy happening, right? Locally, I would look to hold. Let's see. What is going on here? Bada boom. What is? Oh, these are all selected. That's why. Let me get this. Come on. There we go. Come on. I'm getting trolled on TradingView Live. This is crazy. But yeah, for the most part, guys, I'll be honest with you. This is still our major volume profile. Value area low sitting at $125, right? 125.07. So as long as we hold above this POC, we can eventually, hope that we can get back up to that value area high where we also have the 786. If we lose the POC decisively, key level to the downside, value area low at 124.20. But this is still kind of the major range, right? Unless you want to break it down into the ranges I was looking at before. You can look at this as a value area or this as a value area. But in the long term, for most people who aren't scalping the market, this is going to be what you want to look at. These are the key levels. And again, I'll just mark these out if you guys want to keep an eye on them. There you go. You could screenshot them, add them to your chart, do what you want with them. I don't care. I'm just a little chart floozy, I'm just giving it all away for free, baby. Whoa, this is a G-rated chat, Frankie Candles. Calm down. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. Shout out to Young Money. Hey, shout out to Wheezy, baby. Anyway, shout out to Young Money. What's going on, bro? He says, can you tweak the settings for the volume profiles? Absolutely, you can. You could do this with the default volume profiles that you have here. On TradingView, right? This is the profile that you just have on TradingView normally, and all the settings are the same. You could do the same thing on with my indicator, the Frankie Candles Essentials. It's the same thing, right? It's just it's a regular volume profile. If I were to pull this range, my indicator will be just about the exact same thing, right? You could barely tell that it's there, other than the signals, right? It has auto divergence detection, which is oftentimes the bearish signals that I like to first see before getting accepted back into the range, going to the POC, going to the low. This is actually a really good example of this indicator playing out perfectly, right? Same thing here. You're getting bearish divergences as you come to the high. This is overvalued. You're looking for shorts to come back into the range. Once you get back below the value area high, next likely place for price to go is the POC. Lose the POC. Next likely place is the low. Deviate the low, so on and so forth, right? My indicator has auto divergence detection, which is this red line, letting you know there's a bearish divergence, which is a bearish confirmation as you're above that range, right? That's what you're looking for to find trades. But and then the sauce can is letting you know what's happening outside the value area, and you may be able to get that return back inside. Now, on top of that, you also have auto Fibonacci levels, right? And if you click on the settings here, you could change all of these settings. You could change all your volume profile settings, all the colors. You can even, if you don't like using the RSI or whatever for your divergences and you want to find your divergences on something else, like for me, I like to look at Market Cipher B. I can use an external indicator and then go ahead and I don't have Market Cipher on right now. Let me turn on Market Cipher real quick. I'm gonna have to re-pull this. Bada boom. Right. So the cool thing is, if you like to use a different indicator such as Market Cipher, right, for your divergences, right, like I do, I could come on in here, use external, and then come on down here, and I can select Market Cipher B as where I want to look for what I want it to find the divergences on, right? So let me come up to a pretty obvious divergence here, right? So you can see here, if you don't know what a divergence is, simply when you have price action disagreeing with your actual oscillator, right, down here. So you have higher highs on your price action, lower highs on your momentum waves, and you can see the indicator marks that out for you. So you don't even have to find them. You could even hide the indicator, right? I could hide Market Cipher B, and I'll still be able to see those divergences. And then you also have automatic Fibonacci levels. You could change those settings as well, right? You could change whatever levels you want, and then you can pick short-term, long-term, medium-term, right? And then you can also, so right now it's pulling from this high to the low, right? And then actually you would have to invert this. Let me, bada boom, right? There you go, right? So it's pulling from the high to the low. That's that golden pocket that we're rejecting. 786 automatically populating up here with the value area high. So there you go. Quick little rundown of the indicator, guys. Sorry, didn't want to spend too much time on that, but go check it out. I have videos talking about how to set this all up on the channel for absolutely free. So there you guys go. But anyway, let's go ahead and jump on into our next altcoin, which is going to be Render, or Render, as some people like to say. I assume Mrs. Candles took an Uber to get her car because she hasn't come in here yet. So, but we're cooking, Mrs. Candles. We're cooking. We're cooking right now. Yeah. So yeah. So very simply put, guys, I'm gonna take a look at this, and this is all gonna make sense to you, right? Hopefully, if you're paying attention and you're picking up what I'm putting down, you're eating the sauce I'm spitting. Well, don't eat it if I'm spitting it, but I'm cooking. If you're eating the sauce I'm cooking, I would never make you eat my chewed up sauce. Can you chew sauce? I don't know. But anyway, you have your first area of balance is sitting right here, right? And then your next area of balance is basically, you could pull this in a few different ways. I would probably pull it like this, right? So this is how I approach the market. I look for balance because the market is always seeking fair value. Fair value is simply in between these volume profiles. This is fair value. This is fair value. Anything above or below is off balance, right? Or imbalance. So the way we use this is we know, right? And how did we look, right? Why were we looking up here for price to come up to this level? Very simply put, we had balance down here, and we knew if we got imbalance, price would very likely do what? It would go gravitate towards a previous area of balance. This is why I pull this range and extrapolate it to the right, because these levels are still valid, right? And I know if we break out here, price is going to gravitate towards this area. And what happened? We come up, try to get inside, and what happens? We just wind up rejecting the PLC and coming back down, right? So very simply put, and then if I pull up the VPVR, whoops, pull off that value area high, value area low POC, bada boom, right? Why did we move so quickly through this zone? Well, you can look at your low volume gap. There is nothing holding you down here on the way up, and there's nothing holding you up on the way down. And again, if you don't have a VPVR, typically fast moves down will lead to fast moves up. There's nothing in here, and it's very clearly visualized by that low volume gap. So very many ways to look at this, right? But we rejected this POC, and I'll be honest with you guys. Like right now, there's not much below us. If we lose this low at about 550, we could fill the rest of this low volume gap, and then these are the next key levels, right? Value area high sitting right here at $5. POC sitting at 445, and value area low sitting at 440, right? So we're kind of just in between volume profiles here, but I will be honest, looking at Market Cipher, yeah, money flow not quite in the green yet. So yeah, you're kind of in between profiles, right? Just be careful. You are in the danger zone here. You break down, could be a quick move down to this next level. Here's one thing that you can know for pretty much, not certain, right, but something you could be pretty confident on is that if you continue down, it could be a quick move, and you're probably going to find support in this area, right? Because not only do you have the value area high, you also have your golden pocket confluence. So this is going to be a key zone of support, right? And then once you lose this value area high, could be coming down deeper into that volume profile. And then let me pull this full fib. Yeah, also decent support there. So I'll just keep these both on the chart, right? So there you go. These are the levels I'd be looking at on render. But other than that, like your daily red dot hasn't even printed yet. Bitcoin printed this today, right, and gave us a bigger move down. So maybe we see the same thing for render potentially. All right. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Market manipulation. Shout out to Golden. Very, 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 very likely. Very likely. Let's see. Bada boom. Golden said Friday is coming. Frankie who? Shout out to Creighton C. Let's see. Bada boom. Yeah, shout out to Creighton C. Said it's not really whales dumping. It's everyone who bought that move up with no continuation above 65. It triggers a sell, and now the target is probably like 382. Hit that, and we take the low. Shout out to Creighton C. Plausible hypothesis. I like that. All right, let's go ahead and continue on here and take a look at our last altcoin, which is going to be SHIB. Bada boom. Bada bing. Let's take a look. Yeah, I mean, in general, right, like this doesn't look horrible, right? Like money flow is generally trending up here. Like I will say, like my general sentiment on everything right now is don't panic, right? And if we do panic, probably going down to 47.5. But yeah, as long as we're able to hold these levels, could see, like maintaining the uptrend, not looking, and money flow in the green on the daily. A lot of this stuff, you know, what were we looking at yesterday? Like, very simply put, 90-minute money flow crossover gives us the bigger move down, but the daily money flow makes you anticipate lackluster pullbacks to put in higher lows and continue to the upside. Same sentiment here. But yeah, money flow generally coming up on the daily. Red dot printing. Let's see. 4 hour ping ponging around. Money flow low-key coming out on these medium hourly time frames. So this is like the one thing that's got me a little concerned that we could see a more bearish scenario play out, right? Because if all the 3-4 hour money flows cross over into the red, that could easily drag this daily, or at least on Bitcoin, it could easily drag that daily back into the red. And then when you pair that with the 2-day red dot potentially on its way and the 3-day rolling over, again, it's not enough to like call for it just yet, but it's like it's not there, right? Like it's something we definitely want to keep an eye on. What is with these reflections all of a sudden on my face here with the windows? I don't know what's going on. But yeah, so for SHIB, daily doesn't look horrible. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's pull the fib. Pull la Fibonacci. Pull this. Bada boom. Whoops. Boom. Yeah, so yeah, I mean these would be the low. I'll give you the local levels. These are the local levels I would look at. You know, golden pocket, value area low. Like this would be a level you really want to hold. Can't hold that. I would look down to the 786. But locally, these are the levels down below I would look at. But to be honest, I mean, can't go down in a straight line forever, right? Got to get some kind of a bounce. But yeah, you get stuck under this POC. I would look for a pretty quick move down to the value area low, sitting at 13,106. And then if you deviate from there, this golden pocket between 12,640 and 12,811 are going to be key. I'm not going to say the zeros there because I don't want to butcher it. But these are going to be the key levels I would be looking at on SHIB. And for the most part, that would be about it, right? Like money flow again, you know, red dot confirmed, looking similar to Bitcoin. But yeah, if we continue to dump, value area low, golden pocket, absolutely key. Yeah, and that's what I'd look for, right? To be quite honest. So there you go. There is SHIB. Quick and dirty on SHIB, to be quite honest. Shout out to Carrie. Shout out to Carrie Stressel. Says, yo, obliterate that like button. Frankie works hard for us. Show some love. Shout out to Carrie Stressel. Smash that like button, guys. If we get 1,000 likes, should we just like do, if we get 1,000 likes, I don't know if we're going to hit 1,000, but if we hit 1,000 likes by the time I end this live stream, which is probably going to be right now, well, by the time like when the stream physically ends, not, you know, after the fake out and all that stuff. But yeah, if we hit 1,000 likes, if everybody hits the like button in here, I will give away $500 in Solana on top of the $200 we're giving away already. And on top of the Cardano and the 3 hats, are we giving away the 3 hats? We'll do a huge giveaway. Smash that like button. Get us to 1,000 likes, guys. But with all that being said, I think that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. Now you guys have all those key levels to keep an eye on. Make sure that you mark them off on your chart, because hopefully we don't lose any of these key levels and get the big move down to 47.5. But like I said, unless we lose the local levels I brought up today, I'm not like super concerned about that. We have to see what the medium time frame money flow looks like, because if that 4-hour comes back down into the red, drags that daily money flow back down into the red, that's where I would start to get a little bit concerned. But hopefully we can get a strong bounce here, bounce off some of those local levels of support. Make sure you're watching them. Shout out to Akio said, dang, Frankie. Shout out to you, bro. Let's see. I don't know what that's in reference to. Maybe the giveaway. Where's my hat? Shout out to Mike E20. But yeah, guys, go ahead and get those levels on your chart. Let's hope we get that bounce on Bitcoin. Shout out to Manitor. Shout out to Arise. Hopefully I said that right. Shout out to Wick589. Appreciate you guys for being here. He said it's not about the community, it's about the price levels we wrote down along the way. Shout out to Wick589. Mike E20. Alfonso, what is going on, bro? Hey, Frankie, what do you use to find NPOCs? I actually have a video on the channel showing you how to do it for free. Tony D or one of the mods, if you guys have those videos linked, if you could drop that in the chat. But if not, it is on the channel there somewhere. I'm not sure exactly what the title is, but it should be pretty clear. Yeah, go check that out. Hopefully we can get the link in there for you. Shout out to Wife Fine 89, Mikey 20. Shout out to Jason. Shout out to I can't see the constant something. I can't see the full word. Shout out to Eden. Shout out to Derelict, Satoshi Glakamoto, K Diggity. That's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. I'll see you guys tomorrow, same place, same time, 5:45. Stick around, guys. We are going to be making. I'm starting on our beginner series to bring you from an absolute zero to a hero on the charts. Bringing you from not understanding what the charts are at all, you don't know how to set up TradingView, all the way up to how to find support, resistance, use indicators, and find actual trade setups yourself so you could start making money in this market. All the links are in the description down below. I'll see you guys next time. Tomorrow, same place, same time, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. It's all the time I got for tonight. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong!
What's next for me, Joe? I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the f is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Space shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, don't know what is in me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working, I'm up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
I feel like Tony D is probably like trying to scramble to figure out a way to give away stuff live on the stream right now. But all the giveaways, guys, I hopefully the mods have it tallied up what we got for the like goals and stuff. But we're going to be giving away a bunch of stuff on Friday's live stream, so don't miss it. Subscribe to the channel. And, yeah, I don't think there's going to be a way to do it on the live stream because we can't pick the winner. But we'll do it on Friday's live stream. Thank you all for being here. If you're new, subscribe to the channel. We give away the most free value and actually care about our community here on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. I'll see you guys next time. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong!
Here we go. top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand like. You know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On the road.